So tell us a little bit of where you wrestle out of. What companies?
Well, my home company is Cody Pro Wrestling. They're in Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. But I do travel, so any promoters out there who may be interested in me, hit me up, and, we can talk some business and see about traveling the world, as it were. I do wrestle a lot in PA, West Virginia, North Carolina, slowly branching out, a little bit to the Midwest, and hopefully somebody out there is listening wants to bring me on to the West Coast. I would love to get out that way.
I wish I had some connections out there. Like, the West Coast is like absent from our show, from our guest list.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's a former mainstream WWE person.
We've had a lot in the South.
A lot of Midwest, a lot of South.
Nobody in the West Coast.
A couple UK, some Mexico.
Yeah.
But West Coast, and it's very scarce out there, too. There's not many companies. I think there's one big one. Was it Valkyrie? Is the one out there?
Well, I don't know, to be honest with you.
I think Valkyrie's one of their big ones on the West Coast in California.
But you see a lot more.
Well, I know there is a Valkyrie in New York that just launched. Are you talking about that one?
I'm not really sure.
Not sure.
I remember we had a guest that said that they wrestled out in California, and there was only 2 or 3 really, really good promotions out there. So, not really sure. I'm gonna have to go back and do my homework and find out.
Well, I know Hood Slam has the Cali scene on lock, so hit up Brittany Wonder. You definitely want to check out a Hood Slam. That's just good old-fashioned fun right there.
Yeah.
We had the pleasure of bumping into Santana Garrett, now known as Brittany, at today's convention, and we let her know that I reached out to her about 4 months ago before she was TNA, and she snubbed me. So... now she's all apologetic. But so, but we appreciate our indie wrestlers coming on the show. I mean, we're here to give you guys the platform to promo yourself, and
I definitely appreciate it. It's on the indies is tough, and you got to market yourself. So any opportunity, I really appreciate this, guys. Thank you.
So, speaking about promoting yourself, are you currently any women's champion?
No, because everyone is a big bunch of cheaters, and like you said, you're intimidated. I think they're intimidated too, because I have gotten a screw job left and right, and I got to take it up with management in various promotions to get my rematch clause. But I'm going to set some things right coming up here soon.
So, what do you have coming up in the immediate future, or what month are we in? We're
in September.
We're almost in October. Yeah. So, what do you got coming up for the rest of the year?
To be perfectly honest, the rest of the year is a little bit slow. Not too many solid bookings. Still in the talks. I don't know how much I'm at liberty to say, so I'll just go ahead and mention it very briefly. I am in talks of a deal to go to Mexico and possibly Japan.
Very nice. Very nice.
That's all I'll say for now. But keep your eyes on my website. Check out my Facebook. Keep your ears down for any updates. But my website will probably be one of the first places you'll find out if and when and where I will be. Sure, I get to go to Mexico and Japan.
That's a huge career move. Everybody that we've spoken to who has made that jump to Japan or Mexico has had better careers for it and moved on to some bigger and better things. So that's definitely. I mean, it's a lifestyle change.
But it's a big change that a lot of wrestlers make that they never regret, and the people that they meet over there and the matches that they get to participate in are just phenomenal.
I mean, luchador wrestling in itself is just an art form, and Japan has a totally different style. So as long as you're a lover of bottled water, you should be okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, wrestling is part of their culture, and just the respect and admiration that the country gives to the wrestlers is amazing. You don't see that here in the U.S. It's very, very different. So aside from that aspect of it, just like you said, the step up in the career, the major change there, I'm really looking forward to that.
No, absolutely. And you mentioned your website. Where can fans reach you on social media, including your website address?
At www.nativebeast.com. That is my website. You can link through, so if you get confused and you can't remember my Twitter or, my Facebook fan site, none of that, go to nativebeast.com. Easiest thing to remember. You can link through to all my other social media from my website.
Okay, so you're on Twitter, you're on Facebook, nativebeast.com. All right, so it should be easy to find. And, if you want to break any stories, you just give us a call. We're more than happy to let you break it with us and have all your fans learn about it on the air.
I mean, once you find out about those opportunities in Mexico and Japan, like you were saying, definitely let us know. Give us a ring. We'd love to be able to help promote you in both those areas.
Oh, absolutely. As soon as I get the yay, and I'm not even going to say nay, as soon as I get the yay, I will definitely let you guys know.
Absolutely.
It'd be awesome if you could call us from Japan or Mexico and let us know how it's going, like a live look-in. But I don't know how that would work with time differences
and stuff. Mexico wouldn't be a problem, but Japan we might have a little time issue.
I mean, they still make calling cards, right? Is that
maybe
how it works?
Possibly? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know how it's going to work for my roaming. I might have to make a collect call. You guys going to accept it?
Yeah, I think we'll be able to find a way to accept it for you.
Yeah. I think we can mail you like a calling card and a roll of quarters.
Do they accept quarters over there?
I don't know. Peso. And yen. Peso and yen. Oh no, that's China. I don't know. Whatever.
We're spitting gibberish now.
I have the wrong Asian currency. But I appreciate you coming on, and anything that we can do for you or repost on our Facebook page, we're more than happy to help you with.
Absolutely.
And definitely good luck, and we're gonna think positive for you on these
possible opportunities,
possible future endeavors.
Yep.
Yeah, put some positive energy out there. Cross your fingers. Give me some good vibes.
And I did listen to that song that you told me to, and it didn't rain in my house, so we're good.
Wicked. That's awesome.
All right, I appreciate your time, and we'll definitely keep in touch with you.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Take care, Nyla. That was Nyla Rose, ladies and gentlemen, and definitely, I hope she gets there.
That'd be awesome.
That's
Japan
cool.
and Mexico.
Everybody you talk to.
Those are two of the biggest wrestling markets in the Indies, for that matter, and just the opportunity that she would get in both those areas would be phenomenal.
It's like everybody you talk to will tell you, if you want to advance your career, if you feel you're at a standstill, and you want to advance your career, you need to go to Mexico or Japan or the UK.
Yep.
And or Canada. Canada's another big one too.
Yeah, that's where a lot of people start their careers too. Well, where they really get that jump, that spark that you need.
You got all these big name Canadian wrestlers up there in, was it Mexico North?
Mexico North, as Scott Steiner
would say. Mexico North. And they have all these schools, like Lance Storm has a school. I mean, there's so many guys that have schools. I'm sure one of the Teddy Hart has a school.
Teddy Hart's got one up there. Yep.
So I mean, there's tons of schools up there, and there's endless possibilities. Don't limit yourself. Any wrestler that's listening or anybody who wants to get into the business, don't limit yourself. Funds might be hard to come by.
Yeah, you might have families and stuff, but you got to think about how you want to progress your career. If you want to be in this business, you have to be open to travel.
And you got to do what you got to do to make it happen. You got to work 2 jobs to support the fact that you're wrestling, then do so.
Work 2 jobs.
We know plenty of independent wrestlers that do it. They work multiple jobs, and then they wrestle Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Or these kids that are in school, like the Down Boys. These guys are in college, trying to make money while they're in college. On top of that, wrestling on weekends. A lot of these guys do what they have to do job-wise just so they can fund themselves to go wrestle Fridays and Saturday nights.
That's right. Job.
Unlike
no job, Rob.
No job, Rob.
We'd like to thank Rob Van Days for taking a photo with us today.
Kev didn't come up with that name, though. So, no, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, Kev was the one who came up with that name. It's all good, guys.
Well, if anybody knows, he's, out of one of his 90-day contracts, so he's a free agent. So when you're a free agent, there's certain tests that aren't done.
And you hang out with Val Venus a little bit more, baby.
You hang out with Captain Cannabis.
Yep. That is his Twitter handle. Go to his Twitter, Captain Cannabis. It's Val Venus. He's a great guy.
So, you get that. You get that whole, rocking back and forth with your sunglasses on indoors and signing autographs.
I saw a couple guys with sunglasses on and just made me think
a
little bit.
I saw a couple autographs that he signed over his face. So they must have been the early ones.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's cool, dude. He's and a hell of a lot taller in person than he is on TV.
So is Ricardo Rodriguez. On TV when he was with Alberto Del Rio, he looked like he was 5'10". The guy's like 6'2".
Oh, by the way, Alberto Del Rio, it's funny you bring him up because he was supposed to be at Wrestling Spectacular.
Yes, did not show up.
He did not show up because he waited to the last minute to want to renegotiate his contract to come down there. So, of course, when you wait to the last minute, the airfare are astronomical.
Yep.
So they decided to decline.
Yep.
So thank you, Alberto Del Rio, because you will be an impossible person to work with for anybody. So I hope you priced yourself out of a job.
Was
never a fan.
It's funny, and we speak about that, and we speak about other guys like Andrew Anderson, who like I was speaking before, drove from 3 different states in 2 days. Yep. And it was just unbelievable. He drove from Monroe, New Jersey to Delaware, back to Middletown today. The guy's phenomenal. Like Kev said, we're going to hopefully have him on the show soon. And just there's guys like that make the business look good.
And it's funny because they all travel in like crews. You had Andrew Anderson, you have Greg the Hammer Valentine, who are always next to each other.
Brutus is always with them generally too.
Usually right across you got Brutus, Tito,
Honky Tonk Man,
and Jimmy Hart.
Yep.
They're all, and it's great. It's just like today, which we'll post a picture later on, the ECW photo.
Yep.
Okay. You see this.
Yep.
All these ECW guys, and they're posing for a picture, and they're carrying on like a bunch of kids.
Yep.
Grown men that are in their 50s and 40s, and they're carrying on like little kids because
they're hanging out with their friends.
But they're like reliving the
glory days.
The glory days, and it's so awesome to see because, like I said before, these guys deserve it. They deserve to be in the limelight again.
What they put their bodies through and what they put their families through.
I even said it to Gary. I was like, I'm shocked you can walk.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, he had help, surgeries and stuff like that. So I mean, it's some guys, like I was never a fan of Mick Foley.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Mick Foley
as a character, the Mankind character,
he just exaggerated the whole hardcore wrestling.
Yeah.
If
you want hardcore wrestling, you go talk to Axel Rotten and Gary Wolf. Yeah. Those guys are hardcore.
You talk to those guys. You talk to a couple other guys. They might not be very fond of anymore, but they still know how to bring hardcore to life.
Well, 2 guys, for instance, who we've interviewed before, Rhino and Al Snow. Those guys know hardcore.
Tommy Dreamer. And Terry Funk.
Those guys know hardcore. It's just great talking to some of these guys and just reliving through them what it was like to be on the road at that time and just go through what they went through, and it's the matches that they went through. And like Gary Wolf, he went through a double dog collar match 2 months ago. Who goes through that in their 40s? Nobody does that.
Yeah, well, shows you what he's capable of doing. He kept himself in shape. Let's get a little into the pay-per-view tonight. We have about 2.5 minutes left. So, what are you expecting tonight?
Well, we get the Miz
Night of Champions.
Night of Champions. Don't forget that. $9.99 on the network. We have Dolph Ziggler versus the Miz. I think it would be an absolute mistake and travesty if the belt was taken off Dolph Ziggler. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be taken off of him. I think it'll be a very good match, possibly a show stealer. We're going to see a triple threat for the women's title. We're going to see Nikki Bella, AJ, and Paige. I think the title will stay on Paige. I think so. I think maybe Brie Bella will get involved, cost Nikki the title, and Paige will retain. We're also going to get a tag team title match. We're going to get the Usos versus Gold Star, I think they're called now. I think Gold Star might take the titles. I'm not a huge fan of the Usos. I know they're sort of entertaining in the ring, but then we also have what other matches we got tonight, Kev?
Cena.
We got Cena and Lesnar. I pray that Lesnar wins.
Yeah, and then you got
Oh, you got
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins versus question mark.
Versus a question mark, which we both agreed is probably going to be.
Probably going to be Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose.
As everybody's heard, Roman Reigns unfortunately had to have major emergency surgery for a hernia. We wish him the best of luck, but I think we can expect Roman Reigns. I mean,